Hello, it was on this day in 2025 that a gunman attacked Parkland School in Florida. And Ivy Shamis was the teacher in room 1214, and the gunman burst in, shot two of her students, injured four others, and then left to go across the corridor to the next classroom. But she, immediately following that, thought, now what shall I do if he comes back? And she decided that what she would do would be to stand up and shout at him, "We love you." Well, she never had to do that because the gunman didn't come back. But that courageous attitude was something which it made her, for many students in the months that followed as they dealt with their trauma, someone whom they could go to share their experience. A number of them said, for example, that they couldn't really talk to their parents about what they'd been through because they couldn't understand what it had been like, whereas Miss Shamis had been there and knew what it had been like, and so she would be a real good support and encouragement for them. And she set up websites and apps and arranged meetings, all designed to support her students over the following months and to help them through the trauma that they'd experienced. But a couple of the comments interested me about what some of the students had said when interviewed about this, about their reluctance to go to Miss Shamis, even though she was obviously someone who could really help them. And one of the things that put them off was they looked at her and they saw how strong she was, how well, outwardly anyway, she had been dealing with this trauma, and saw her as somebody who, because in a way, because she was so strong, they felt slightly ashamed to go and speak with her. And there were other students who looked at the way she was dealing with the trauma and thought more about the turmoil that must be going on in her life, as she'd failed to protect her students and gone through that experience with them, and thought, well, we can't go and trouble Miss Shamis because she's got her own got to spend her energy dealing with her own grief and fear in relation to that incident. And it struck me that there are times when we need help, but we can be put off going to people who we feel are really strong because we think they won't, well, we may feel that they wouldn't understand because they're too strong, but I think sometimes we also feel that we can't go and see them because their strength makes us feel very inadequate. Or sometimes we don't go and we don't want to trouble people, as we put it, because we feel they've got their own problems to deal with and they don't want ours added to their list of things that they've got to respond to. And I think today we need to perhaps have a bit more courage. If we're looking for help, we need to be quite happy to go to people who look strong, and also to people who are dealing with their own issues. Because often, actually, people want to help. And people can find such a kind of ego boost, kind of a sense of satisfaction from offering help to others, that it adds considerably to their ability to find strength or to deal with their own issues. So I don't think we should ever hold back from seeking advice from people just because we feel that they've got their own troubles or because they're too strong to understand. Let's seek help wherever we can find it, because often people like to help us.